Happy game day and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com here at AT&T Stadium, where the Bengals hoping to beat the Cowboys and improve to 1-1 on the season after an ugly Week 1 loss against the Steelers. The good news is it seems like Tee Higgins is going to play. We don't have the actives and inactives yet, but by all accounts, he progressed throughout the week from after suffering that concussion last week. And so if you can have Tee Higgins on the field with a Jamar Chase, with a Tyler Boyd, that's going to help, especially when it comes to Joe Burrow getting the ball out quick, which is obviously a really important aspect of things when going up against a pass rusher like Micah Parsons. Parsons had 2 sacks last week. He had Brady. Really, any 3rd and 4 or worse, it seemed like he was going after Brady and able to hit Brady and making it uncomfortable for Brady. And you don't want the same to happen with Burrow, but with the way he moves across the line, he's going to have to get the ball out quick, Burrow is. And so having Tee Higgins, that is a huge, huge help. The Dallas Cowboys, they will not have Dak Prescott today, and that's really the storyline all week long. Cooper Rush, we knew Cooper Rush was going to start today. And the veteran backup quarterback has the respect of this Bengals coaching staff. A lot of the Bengals veterans players, both on and off the record, praising Cooper Rush, saying that they know what he can do. And I know there's been a lot of talk about the Mike White situation from last year. It does not feel like this is one of those situations by any stretch. I think that this team isn't overlooking a guy like Cooper Rush. Not that they overlooked Mike White. The good news is they've had film of Rush, whether it's preseason, whether it's his game against the Vikings last year. And the big difference between the two last year to this year with Cooper Rush, no Amari Cooper. Michael Gallup is hurt. This offensive line isn't what it once was. Ezekiel Elliott, some said he looked good last week. Others, I think, across the league, and a lot of people across the league think that he's washed up at this stage, that he's not nearly what he was a few years ago. So that's going to be a key on defense. Can this Bengals team make Cooper Rush uncomfortable? One way to do that, make sure that the run game doesn't get going, that ground attack with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Because if they do that and they limit that backfield, well, then it's going to be Cooper Rush under pressure potentially. And so can they get pressure on him consistently, make him uncomfortable early? And doing that means putting him in 3rd and longs. It also means getting up early. Last week they were chasing the Steelers after the pick 6, after everything that happened there. You can't do that today at Jerry World. You're going to have to get off to a quick start. If the Bengals get off to a quick start, well, then the Cowboys are going to be forced to pass it more than they would probably like. And there's a chance for the Trey Hendricksons, right? The Sam Hubbards. Let's go interior linemen. B.J. Hill, DJ Reader. DJ Reader had a heck of a game last week. Can he build on that? Can he go after what is really a banged-up Cowboys offensive line? Will we see Jason Peters? They signed him a couple weeks ago after Tyron Smith went down and is expected to miss the majority of the season. We'll see if we see Peters out there. 40-year-old tackle shouldn't scare people, especially when you're talking about Trey Hendricks and Sam Hubbard. I am curious to see on defense, how much do we see Dax Hill this week? Only 6 snaps last week on defense. How much do we see Joseph Osai? He only had 11 defensive snaps last week. So those are 2 guys. Obviously, there were high expectations, high hopes coming in, and they just didn't play a lot week 1. And a lot of Osai snaps were on the inside. Do they line him up on the end this week? We'll see. So I think that is certainly a storyline. Will any of the newcomers be active? And I'll post the inactives at 90 minutes before game time at allbengals.com, so make sure you keep it locked right there. But there's a lot of storylines. But ultimately, for me, this comes down to the Bengals coming in here at AT&T Stadium, and it is big. It is ginormous. You want to see the Jumbotron? I'll tilt back. You can see that Jumbotron right there. It's wild. And so if they're going to come in here and get a win, they need to do what a contending team should do, which is beat a Cooper Rush, which is beat a banged-up Dallas Cowboys team. And so I've talked about this a lot on Locked On this week. They need to be the aggressor. They need to come out and haymaker. Maybe that's running the ball. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm talking deep ball to Chase or deep ball to Higgins or something like that, or throw the ball 50 times. They need to get out to a lead early, put pressure on this team. I was in an Uber coming to AT&T Stadium, And my Uber driver, guess what he was talking about? How frustrated he is with this coaching staff, how frustrated he is with the Cowboys right now. This is a frustrated fan base. There's a lot of pressure on this team. Apply pressure early, and you should be able to get out of here with a victory. I do want to spend a few minutes on, or at least a bit, on Jamar Chase and Trayvon Diggs, because Jamar Chase didn't dismiss Diggs this week. He praised him. He was athletic. He said he's got some, how did he put it, Jalen Ramsey-type qualities. But he said his technique isn't super sound, which I agree with. He gets beat, all right? That's not something that's hidden. That's not a secret, okay? So Trayvon Diggs, a lot of interceptions, could certainly do that, has great ball skills, and so that would be the key for me. Can you make him give up a big play or two and make sure he doesn't make a big play or two? No interceptions, no turnovers. Obviously get the ball to Chase as much as you can. I think it's going to be a big Joe Mixon game as well. So we're going to see. It's an exciting matchup because it's two 0-1 teams that should be trending in different directions. And we'll see if the Bengals can get it done today. I do know we're going to have your coverage win, lose, draw right here at AT&T Stadium. Make sure you check it out at allbengals.com throughout the game, throughout the day. And then afterwards, we'll have Joe Burrow's reaction, Zach Taylor's reaction, other players from the locker room, and my post-game takeaways right here at AT&T Stadium. So, for Andrew Fox Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now right here in Dallas at AT&T Stadium on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.